If you're looking to master your 1/4 inch seam on the Pfaff Quilt Ambition 630, I've got a few tips and tricks to show you. So first off, if you don't have an exact 1/4 inch seam when you're piecing your blocks together, over time that is going to make differences like when triangle points don't line up or their points get cut off, or even like when you're looking at some of our curved blocks within our Pfaff Stitching Cosmos online course, which I hope you'll check out. There's 10 free videos you can watch, and the links are below this YouTube video. But mastering your 1/4 inch seam allowance is not just about sewing straight. You do find with this machine a 1/4 inch foot, and of course it does have that little cutout in the back, so make sure your IDT is pulled down and engaged for that particular use. And then what you're going for is that you are running the fabric underneath the foot. So if you're seeing a little of the edge of the fabric sneaking out beside, you are actually getting more than a 1/4 inch seam. So that's why they talk about a scant 1/4 inch. Now, there's a few things you can do to help you within this technique. Things like adjusting how thick your thread is by using a thinner thread, and then also by using a quilting or microtex needle. So of the smaller size, by the way. So first off, these needles are sharper. So when you go through intersections where all those seams have come together, that sharper needle is going to penetrate faster and more precise through that intersection. You take all that time to pin, make sure all your blocks are lined up, but without a sharp needle versus a universal needle. Do you know universal needles are not sharp? They're not. So go for a microtex size 70 needle or a quilting needle size 75. The Aurifil thread is one of my favorites. It's a cotton thread. It's very thin. So that's going to make it so once you sew your seam together and then you have to press it open, it doesn't leave a ridge in that seam where that fabric has had to kind of come up and over a thick thread. I always wondered why my blocks were never like 12.5 inches when I was done. They were always like 12.25 because all those seams, I had a little thicker seam allowance than I should have, and I was using standard thread. Once I switched to a thinner thread, oh, my life turned out so much more smoother when working on getting accurate block sizes. But the needle made a difference as well. So if you're looking to highlight what's going to make the most difference, there is multiple things that you can try. And by the way, if you are using a thinner thread, you're going to get more thread on your bobbin. Brilliant. So if you're always running out of thread, you're going to find that the extra yardage is going to feel like you've gotten some bonus time that you didn't have to stop to change that bobbin. So definitely an option. Make sure you try out your 1/4 inch foot. Pfaff does make a 1/4 inch foot with an extra guide right along the right side. So if that's going to help you keep your edge of your fabric from sneaking out, that might be something to look into at your local Pfaff retailer.